Welcome to Cat Mojo, people. It's me, it's Jackson, and I'm here today with Mike and Little Bub. I'm totally hyped about this. I got to tell you, for no other reason than I know that Mike has been really vocal in terms of cat rights, and that's a real refreshing thing to see from where I sit. So anyway, let's talk to Mike and Little Bub. Hey, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So you're first of all, you're about to start traveling, yeah? Where are you off to?
Well, I am, yeah, I'm going on a trip without Bub for the first time in a while.
Uh,
My band's going to Japan next week.
Sweet. So
Yep.
good. How many shows you playing there?
Japan's pretty small, but we've got 5 shows in 5 nights, 3 in Tokyo, and then a couple in Kyoto.
Nice, man. I'm a little jealous, but we'll not talk about that. Anyhow, let's talk about Bub, who is sitting there. And honestly, with all of my sort of cat whisperiness, I can tell you that Bub looks incredibly happy. And that's one of the things that I would imagine you'd be concerned about. I mean, as Bub's star has risen, you are trying also to be, a good parent. You're trying to keep her safe. Has that been a struggle?
Uh, you know, um, I think most of Bub's life she's been famous most of her life, and my first priority was her health and safety through all
Right.
of it. So I wouldn't do anything that would even stress her out. So she's actually, I have 4 other rescue cats. None of them would even sit here for a Skype, you know.
Yeah, as you can tell, I got nobody here right now. All they saw was a guy with a beard on the computer, and they're
Right.
in the next zip code. So,
And Bub, it's not like, people are like, how did you train her? How did you do this? I didn't. This is Bub. She's a
sure.
one-of-a-kind cat in many ways beyond her looks. It's her demeanor. It's just the energy she puts off. This is what she does. She's cool with it. Whenever we travel, I mean, I'm super protective. Even though I know she's at ease in a plane, in a taxi, even in a subway, I'm overly protective. I'm always holding her. I don't
Oh,
let
wait a second. She's been in the subway?
Oh, she's
How
been in.
the hell? At what point do you go, I think Bub will be fine in the subway? You're talking in New York, yeah?
Yeah, it's hard to understand until you see her and you're around her. But I can put her down. She behaves better like a well-trained dog.
Yeah.
I'll put her down like, I'll be eating ice cream on the streets of Manhattan. Just sit her down next to me. She just sits there and it's bizarre. It's a really weird
I
thing.
got to tell you, I mean, just as I said with you going to Japan, I'm a little jealous that you have a cat who just that you can travel with. I was just telling someone the other day about how, with the amount of travel that I do, that I don't have that animal presence with me. That you're in a hotel, you don't have an animal with you. People don't get it. That if you're surrounded by now, by the way, you got 5 cats. Any dogs?
No dogs. My fiance and I are thinking about adopting the right dog for Bub. She needs a
Nice.
pretty calm dog, but
Yeah, no doubt. Tell me the story of adopting Bub, because was she at a shelter?
So yeah, of all my cats, Bub is one of the only ones that was not in a shelter.
I
So
would imagine.
she
Yeah.
was feral. She was born feral here in locally, and my friend's mom found her as probably a 1 week old kitten, a newborn, with her litter mates. And Bub was the only one that had any genetic um, weirdness, uh, or I'd like to say magic powers. So she was the only one with magic powers,
Yeah.
but she couldn't nurse because of her oddly shaped mouth. And so this woman basically bottle fed her and took care of her. No one wanted to adopt her because they were scared, that she was so small. She was half a pound at 2 months old.
Wow. Wow.
Looked great. Like now she's extra. She looks very healthy, but she looked kind of a little unhealthy, very small, very weird, like a little alien. And people were scared that she would cost a lot of money and/or be it would be a heartbreaking experience. And I saw her as the most remarkable little animal I'd ever seen. Like no doubt about it. Like this, I'm going to take care of this cat
Yeah,
because she's one of. I mean, to me, it was like I've just found the perfect cat for me, you know.
yeah,
And I
that's
didn't think
awesome.
she'd live very long. I thought, a few months. If there's this much wrong with her on the outside, like her internals might be real messed up. And my vet thought the same thing. But she's 3 years old now, and she's doing the best. She's the healthiest she's ever been.
Let's talk a bit about the concept of special needs. I've worked with a lot of special needs cats over the years. I feel, as you, I'm sure, feel that the bond that you get with these guys is even stronger. Don't tell anybody here, but that you know what I mean. That you might experience with others, and as opposed to it being a pain in the ass, it's actually insanely rewarding. I mean, I would imagine you'd agree with that, yeah?
Absolutely. And, I didn't realize that when I got Bub. That's not why but that's the best part. I mean, you can tell I'm like Bub knows that I am the reason she's still alive. She's very conscious of this. I mean, I've never been, I'm close with all my pets, very close. But, Bub and I have a very special relationship for years. She moves around better now, but for years she could barely move. She was almost immobile. And she would talk to me like, I need to go to the bathroom. I need you to feed me. I want to get up on the couch. Because all these things were a surprise to me. I didn't know what to expect when I first got Bub. I didn't know she would stop walking. And at first, it's very stressful, and you have to be the right kind of person to be able to roll with the punches. But at the same time, she became incontinent for a while. So she was peeing randomly on the couch, and which is extremely stressful. But
Yeah.
instead of panicking, I figured out what she needed. I listened to her and I found out what she needed. I learned how to take her to the litter box and scratch her in a certain way to get her to pee. And
Wow.
then the problem was solved,
That's
So it's
that's
like,
beautiful, man. And I have to interrupt you because I want to get back to what you're saying. But that is like the crux of what I try to teach people. Step away from the drama because there's a lot of drama wrapped up in a cat peeing on your stuff.
oh yeah.
There's a lot because the first place that you go is why are you doing this to me? And the fact that you were able to get away from that and go, what are you trying to express that's causing you anxiety? Obviously, you're worked up about something. What is it? And that's amazing, though, that you found that way because that is pretty much how mom would do it. Mom would stimulate her to go pee, and that's something that you did. And was it sort of this like aha moment that you did it, and then that was it?
Yeah, well, with her, it stressed me out too because I knew that part of the reason was that she couldn't get to the litter box in time because of her mobility issues. On top of that, she had crystals. There was a lot
Oh,
of things that factored into it. She had pain from urination earlier in life. So, but basically, I was like, you know what? I just need, people have to walk a dog. It's like I have to walk a Bub. I come home every couple hours. I take her to litter box. She's grateful for it because she doesn't like peeing everywhere. She doesn't like the house smelling.
exactly.
And so, and it worked out. Now, a year later, she can get to litter box and she's learned how to pee right. Sometimes she only gets her front paws in and just starts going, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
at least she's trying.
And I imagine that's not the only challenge that you faced with her, and that you needed to do that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of challenges with Bub, and every kind of solution has been a surprise. But I think the key is to keep an open mind and don't feel like you know, it was very easy for me to be like, lost. Instead of being lost, I just was like, there's always a solution for something, and I'm going to figure it out somehow with Bub.
And look at the payoff, man.
Yeah, huge payoff.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like. And the last question before I ask you about adoption, because I know you got to go and I got to go. But I mean, this whole snowballing that's happened in terms of the public eye with her. And by the way, love your book. I haven't seen much of anything else, but I do love your book. But are you at all? Are you shocked? I mean, do you step back for a second and be like, my cat's doing this?
It's been very fast. It's been like almost 2 full years since it's been going crazy. And I think what I've said is the weirdest thing is when it stops being weird. This is what I do. This is my job. And I talk to people that don't realize that about it, like it's this normal thing, and they're like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking about, man?"
Yeah. What do you do for a living? I'm a bub wrangler. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I do.
I have one of the most famous cats in the world.
You do, and it's. I think it is the most brilliant thing that your most famous cat is how others would see a quote special needs cat, and that to me, her being a poster child for redefining normal is the best thing in the world. Give me, or give our watchers, our listeners, our Team Cat Mojo, tell them any tips that you might have about adopting.
Well, first and foremost, I realize what some people don't realize is that some people don't know that it's better to adopt.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are way too many cats that don't have homes. There's absolutely no reason not to adopt a cat. And with technology, you can find the kind of cat you want. If you're looking for a specific type of cat, there's Pet Finder. Go to your shelter, tell them what kind of cat you're looking for. They'll let you know if it comes in.
Yeah.
That's first. Second, these cats are going to be extra appreciative because they've been sitting in cages. They don't have a home, and they want one. They're domesticated cats. So, if you give them the right attention and bring them home, they'll be forever grateful. And when it comes to special needs pets, Bub is special needs not because of the way she looks, but because of her special diet, because of her mobility issues. So just remember that even though you might find a cat like Bub that looks exceptional or weird or special, don't get her because you think she's going to become famous. You should never get a pet for that reason, and we
Yeah.
teach that.
No
Bub,
stage moms. Yes.
Bub decided to become famous on her own, and I'm just here to facilitate that. Normal cats do not get famous.
Right.
But they will. Special needs pets includes blindness, even old age, feeling
That's a great
leukemia.
point.
Yeah, I mean, it's beyond just like funny looks or dwarfism. Special needs means that they require more attention than our cat Spooky here, who's like a super athlete who runs around and plays with stuff and has no issues. But incontinence, all sorts of things, and those are the pets that are most likely to get euthanized, and the ones that need. And what's coincidental about these cats, or ironic, is they're also the ones that I think have the most love to give back to you. So
Yeah.
if you have the time and you feel like the right person to take care of these cats, they need homes, and you will forever be grateful to yourself for choosing a special needs pet.
Amen. And honestly, one of the things that Gwen Cooper, Homer the Blind Cat's mom, said something incredibly wise that folks don't realize about special needs cats and animals in general. They don't ask for your pity. It's not that they deserve or ask for your pity. A blind cat doesn't know he's blind. Nobody's told him before. Bub doesn't know she's special. She knows that she has this need that you're meeting, and you're doing it brilliantly. But she's not special, and that's something that I hate. I don't want folks to cast the pity vote. You know what I mean? Do it because the love that you get back is, as Mike will tell you, tremendous, and Bub will tell you as well. I know you're in a rush, man. I know you're trying to get to Japan and everything. I would love to have you back on here again, and we'll keep chatting if that's cool.
Cool.
All right, man. Have a safe trip, and tell Bub not to stress too much in your absence. All right.
Don't stress, Bub.
Don't stress, Bub. All right,
Thanks.
man. Take care of yourself. Okay.
Take it easy.
All right, man.
See ya.
Ooh, you're a bad cat. I'm not a bad cat. You're a bad cat. I'm not a bad cat. You're a bad cat. I'm just misunderstood. Meow.